Σήμερα πάμε να συνεχίσουμε λίγο την ιστορία του Vampyr και να πάμε να βρούμε εκείνον εκεί τον τύπου παπά, τέλος πάντων, τον οποίον σώσαμε στα πρώτα βίντεο. Και δεν ξέρω, μάλλον θα σκεφτώ αν μπορώ την επόμενη φορά που θα το παίξω, γιατί έκανα κάποιες επιλογές οι οποίες μάλλον στοιχήσανε. Μήπως υπάρχει κάποια επιλογή να τον δαγκώσω και να τον φάω. Είμαι σαν βαμπάιρες και πάμε να παίξουμε. Λοιπόν, λίγο τον αναβάθμισα. Εδώ πέρα μου έδωσε κάποια πραγματάκια για να δούμε εδώ. Εδώ είναι που φτιάχνω. Πού είναι που φτιάχνω, ρε παιδιά? Το χάσα. Εδώ. Δεν την ξέρω αυτή τη συνταγή, δεν την έχω μάθει. Δεν θυμάμαι πώς μαθαίνει συνταγές. Πνευμονία, βρονχίτιδα. Κρύωμα. Αυτό δεν ξέρω τι σημαίνει αυτή η λέξη. Τέτοια έχω. Τέτοια δεν έχω, Δεν έχω αρκετά, πρέπει να βρω αυτά τα ποτάσιουμ κάτι. Αυτό δεν το έχω ανακαλύψει ακόμα και θέλω να δω πώς το ανακαλύπτεις αυτό. Για να δούμε, το όπλο μου μπορώ να το κάνω τίποτα άλλο. Αυτά τα έχω κάνει. Μου λείπουνε τα common handle parts. Να δοκιμάσω να πάρω αυτό για δεύτερο. Τους κάνει stun, εγώ θέλω stun ή θέλω ζημιά πιο πολύ. Ας του δώσω εγώ, decrease stamina, Θα του δώσω εδώ. Και θα πάω εδώ στο... όχι, πού είναι το μενού καλέ? Εδώ. Και θα βάλω για δεύτερο αυτό. Ωραία λοιπόν. Ο χάρτης μας έχει να μας πει τίποτα. Πρέπει μία να έρθω εδώ. Εδώ πέρα τι έχει? Τι είναι αυτό έχει ένα θαυμαστικούλι εδώ. Υπάρχει διάλογος με την έτερη βαμπύρισα. Κάτσε να δω πού ακριβώς είναι. Είναι εδώ. Εδώ. Θα μπορούσα να βγω και από το μπαλκόνι, τέλος πάντων. Πάμε από τη συνηθισμένη μας διαδρομή, έτσι κι αλλιώς νομίζω ότι οι hints δεν έχουν ανοίξει. Εδώ είναι η φιλενάδα μου. Εδώ είναι.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than
Τεράστιος.
a man, huge in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon.
Είναι ο
Fortunate
Φέργαλ.
he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Να μείνω μακριά από αυτούς.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Όταν ζητήσουνε. Αχα.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Καημένη.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Thank you, my
Αντιστέκεται
lady. I hope to see...
στην ανάγκη της για αίμα. Ωραία. Το είδαμε αυτό. Άστο. Και να πάμε τώρα... να πάω πρώτα εδώ. Βάλε ένα μάρκερ εδώ. Θα πάω πρώτα εκεί πέρα. Να μιλήσω με την τύπισσα. Τον άλλον τον οποίον τον έσωσα, πολύ κακός τον έσωσα. Δεν έπρεπε. Έπρεπε να τον είχα φάει όταν μπορούσα. Την επόμενη φορά που θα το παίξω, γιατί μάλλον θα το ξαναπαίξω το παιχνίδι, να δω και διαφορετικές επιλογές. Αλλά φυσικά θα το κάνω offline. Που ήρθες βρε χαζέ, γιατί χάνεσαι έτσι, γιατί δεν ξέρεις που πας. Αχ. Άρες μάρες κουκουνάρες, όπου να είναι μπαίνω. Ως πάνω. Έχει πραγματάκια εδώ να ψιλοπάρουμε. Δεν ήταν εντελώς άχρηστη η βόλτα. Πάμε τώρα να δω πώς θα πάω στην τύπισσα εκεί πέρα. Μάλλον από εδώ. Από εδώ, γύρω γύρω. Ναι, πόσο γύρω όμως. Αυτό το δρόμο θα πάρω. Αν τους αποφύγω όλους, τι γίνεται? Μπορώ. Ναι, καλά, και άμα βρω το δρόμο μου, φτύσε με. Άρα το δρόμο μου δεν θα τον βρω ποτέ, στάμινα δεν έχω, σκατά με φράουλες, θα σας φάω όπως μπορώ λοιπόν. Και άλλος ο μαλάκας εδώ, γαμήθηκες. Άρα, αν δεν ξέρεις καλά το δρόμο, εννοείται ότι δεν μπορείς να αποφύγεις μάχες. Έπρεπε να το έχω μάθει αυτό. Εδώ και καιρό. Καλά, πάρε ό,τι είναι να πάρεις τώρα. Ινφλουένσα, πνευμονία κτλ. Πάμε πάλι να βρούμε το δρόμο μας. Κάποιος υπάρχει ακόμα εδώ, νάτος. Λογικά εδώ πρέπει να πάω, και να βρω το δρόμο μου μέσα από το νεκροταφείο. Καλά πάω, σκατά πάω. Νομίζω από εδώ. Εδώ υπάρχει ένας. Τον άκουσα. Τον άκουσα, εδώ είναι. Και δύο. Κι άλλοι. Πω, τι γίνεται ρε παιδιά. Κι άλλος εκεί πέρα. Φυσικά στο νεκροταφείο θα έρχονται. Πού θα έρχονται? Κι άλλοι. Τώρα δεν ξέρω κατά πόσο κάνω καλά εδώ πέρα, θα μου πεις. Έχει τίποτα να πάρω, το ξεχνάω συνέχεια. Έλα εδώ. Άσε με λίγο να βρω το δρόμο μου. Ούτε κάπου εδώ πρέπει να είναι η τύπης αυτή. Νάτι. Για έλα εδώ, γλυκιά μου εσύ.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you?
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a...
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's
Όχι,
just
δεν
say
είμαι.
I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Για να δούμε. Φίλους ή οικογένεια.
Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Ο καθένας διαχειρίζεται τον πόνο του. Το σκεφτόμουν αυτό πριν ακόμα εμφανιστεί ο διάλογος. Ο καθένας διαχειρίζεται το πένθος του διαφορετικά.
And we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent or need to shout. Others need company. And some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Για να σε φάω αργότερα.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshu.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not.
Τα
Did he
αντίθετα
laugh
έλκονται.
his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
Γιατί κατηγορείς
The
τον εαυτό
Spanish
σου?
flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Λοιπόν, τι άλλο έχει εδώ? Εδώ δεν έχει κάτι άλλο.
Have you recent news?
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
Εδώ ή εδώ?
You should go home now.
No, not yet. I miss my dear Matthew so much, and I can't forgive myself.
Ας το χρησιμοποιήσουμε τώρα.
Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Ωραία, για
How
να
do
δούμε.
you feel?
Χρειάζεται κάτι?
Physically speaking, I mean.
I'm as well as can be expected, Doctor.
Δεν χρειάζεσαι κάτι, Είσαι υγιέστατη. Και...
Goodbye, Xiaoshu. Maybe we'll talk later.
So many new graves. Why do I still feel so...
Hello again.
Hello again, Doctor.
Πρέπει να
You
την
should
πείσω
go.
να πάει...
Thank you for your company.
Maybe I'll see you again.
Goodbye for now.
Matthew, the world has gone completely mad.
Complete λέει. Τώρα τελικά δεν την πείσαμε. Έτσι μου φαίνεται δηλαδή ότι δεν την πείσαμε ακριβώς να γυρίσει πίσω. Και πάμε τώρα να περπατήσουμε μισό χιλιόμετρο περίπου για να φτάσουμε ουρλιαχτά ακούω. Λοιπόν, πρέπει να βγούμε από το νεκροταφείο. Και περνάμε από εδώ. Κρίμα, στεναχωρήθηκα που μερικές επιλογές μου δεν ήταν αρκετά καλές. Λοιπόν, έλα. Μ' αρέσει να κινούμε έτσι. Δεν ξέρω αν το έχετε καταλάβει. Και δεν πάω από εδώ. Μάλλον από εδώ πάω. Τι έχει εδώ πέρα? Τι είναι αυτά εκεί? Δεν μπορώ να καταλάβω. Να βγω. Όχι. Από εδώ μπαίνω, δεν βγαίνω. Ναι. Ας πάμε έτσι όπως μας πάει ο χάρτης, γιατί δεν θα δω προκοπή. Εδώ. Εδώ λέει. Και τι λέει μωρέ εδώ πέρα? Α, βγαίνω από εδώ. Έχω ζαλιστεί με αυτά τα μπες βγες από το χάρτη, αλλά όταν δεν έχεις προσανατολισμό, αυτά συμβαίνουν.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Ναι. Μην ξεχνάς ότι έχει πραγματάκια να πάρεις. Εσύ δεν έχεις τίποτα ρε ολόκληρος να μην πω. Να σε πετύχω κιόλας. Εντάξει, δεν τρώω πολλές. Λοιπόν. Μ' αρέσει με χαρακτηρίζουν elites. Την έφαγα. Δεν έχω στάμινα. Γάμο το φελέκι σου. Πάμε καλά ρε παιδιά. Λοιπόν, εδώ είναι ένας που θα μου τη ρίχνει από πάνω. Ναι, you found one. Εγώ θα σε βρω όμως τώρα. Άιντε. Όπα, κάπου υπάρχει άλλος ένας. Πού ίντος? Πού ντόρε το μπουρδέλο? Από κάπου μου ρίξανε. Και φυσικά ακούω ουρλιαχτά. Πήρα και ένα blood sample. Είπαμε, μαζεύουμε ό,τι μπορούμε. Όπα! Πού ήσουν εσύ? Σε άκουγα, αλλά δεν σε έβλεπα. Κι άλλος. Τίποτα να πάρουμε. Κάπου είδα και εδώ πέρα κάτι να γυαλίζει. Άστε διάλα. Φύγε από εδώ. Έχεις τίποτα να πάρω?
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Έχω ξαναβρει τέτοιο, Κάπου πρέπει να βρω κάποιον ο οποίος να μην βλέπει. Θα ήθελες. Όπα. Σκασμός. Κάπου έχω κάτι για να γίνομαι καλά. Ναι. Okay. Λοιπόν, για να δούμε τι έχει αυτός, να πάρουμε. Και για να δούμε τι έχεις εσύ.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Bah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Ναι, αλλά κάπου άνοιξε, είπε ένα hint.
Are you sure?
Young man, I am perfect.
Αν δεν είσαι, για να σε δω. Και δεν μου αφήνει να τον κάνω check-up, Εντάξει. Αφού έτσι θέλεις, αγαπητέ μου, έτσι θα κάνουμε. Πάω εγώ να δω τι έχει εδώ να πάρω και να μαζέψω. Γιατί μου είναι γνωστό εδώ το μέρος. Ένα γραμματάκι. Αγαπητή μητέρα, ό,τι και να μου συμβεί να θυμάσαι πάντα ότι ο γιος σου σε αγαπάει. Ξέρω ότι δεν ενέκρινες πάντα τον τρόπο που ζούσα τη ζωή μου, αλλά δεν θα αλλάξω. Γεννήθηκα και μεγάλωσα σε αυτό το μέρος της πόλης και δεν μπορώ να αντέξω αυτό που συμβαίνει στη γειτονιά στους ανθρώπους που ξέρω. Τελευταία πήρα μία τρομερή απόφαση. Αποφάσισα να χτυπήσω πίσω, να αντισταθώ μάλλον στην τυραννία των λίγων. Ξέρω ότι δεν την ξέρω αυτή τη λέξη, αλλά είμαι έτοιμος για ό,τι και να έρθει, χάρη σε σένα. Πάντα μου άρεσε να διαβάζω και τώρα είμαι έτοιμος να αναλάβω δράση. Μπορώ μόνο να θυμηθώ ένα χωρίο του Etienne de la Botier, δεν ξέρω να διαβάζω γαλλικά. Φαίνονται ψηλοί μόνο και μόνο γιατί εμείς είμαστε γονατισμένοι. Δεν θα γονατίσω άλλο, μητέρα. Αποφάσισα να σταθώ όρθιος με κάθε κόστος. Αντίο, αγαπημένη μου μητέρα, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Το πήρα. Είπα κάτι να επιστρέψω στην οικογένειά του, το πήρα όμως. Όχι, όχι. Το πήρα αυτό που είπε να επιστρέψω. Εδώ τι δουλειά έχεις εσύ εδώ πέρα. Δεν βλέπω κάτι. Τέλος πάντων. Τριξίματα από εδώ, τριξίματα από εκεί, ακούς περίεργους ήχους. Εσένα, μάλλον δεν έχει τίποτα άλλο να σου πω, από σένα δεν έχει τίποτα να πάρω. Σε καμιά 60 μέτρα, λέει, θα έχουμε φτάσει. Εσύ έχεις τίποτα? Όχι. Όχι, απομακρύνομαι. Από πού πας, Χριστιανέ μου? Κάπως πρέπει να έρθω εδώ. Πώς όμως? Από εδώ δεν βγαίνει κάπου. Όχι, εδώ απομακρύνομαι. Εδώ. Και από εδώ. Λες να το βρήκα? Πρέπει να το βρήκα. Γιατί πάω και μπλέκω? Πήγαινε εκεί που είναι να πας και εξερευνείς μετά.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. D.
Όχι, είμαι απλά βαμπύρ.
Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that.
Για δοκίμασε.
But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
What can you tell me about?
Things
Για
ain't
πες
that
μας
bad,
για την
thanks
πόλη.
to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Σου πω τίποτα.
Do you know where I can find Sean
The
Happy?
sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Α, θα γυρίσουμε πίσω στον τέτοιο, ναι. Τόμ δεν λέγανε τον... Για να δω.
You again. What do you want?
Βασικά να σε καθαρίσω θέλω, αλλά δεν μ' αφήνεις.
Do you need medical help, sir?
I feel fine, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Εγώ προσφέρθηκα. Η άλλη χαζοβιόλα που είχε μαζί του, που πήγε. Για έλα εδώ κι εσύ.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed.
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the...
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Όχι, δεν θέλω να κάνω trade.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have
Σε
no
νοιάζει
idea
εσένα.
how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I believe you manipulated Booth Digby to get everything you wanted from him, both inside and outside the bedroom.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Σκληρό το κορίτσι μας.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the grave diggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Δεν θες να ξέρεις όταν θα σου βουτήξω
I'm
το
not
λαιμό.
interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he
Ναι,
attacked
γιατί
one of
επίσης είμαι και βαμπύρ.
Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Πόσες φορές θα σου το πω. Άνοιξε τίποτα άλλο.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory and this is our law.
Ναι, πρώτα σκοτώνεις και μετά
And
ρωτάς.
your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Τα personal είπαμε, τα είδαμε. Εδώ έχει ένα τελευταίο hint.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean.
The sad saint. I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Θέλω να ξαναβρω εσένα. Άντε βρε, βάλει το όπλο μέσα.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done.
Μία σου και μία
No
μου.
one gives a shit.
Are you so heartless that you could pull the trigger and kill someone without even blinking?
Have you looked around recently? Do you really think one more body will make a difference?
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Tell me about the man.
One of us have been...
There has to be...
No, really.
Are you so hard?
Have you looked around?
Δεν ανοίγει το άλλο,
Are you
Όπα.
So,
What?
well, yes.
Oi!
Λοιπόν, δεν έχει κάτι άλλο εδώ. Είναι healthy και θέλει άλλα 2 hint.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Και πάμε τώρα να βρούμε...
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Βαμπύρ τον έφαγε.
A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
Α, ώρα είχαμε να ακούσουμε για τον Sewer Dog.
What's it look like?
Εσύ τι είσαι εδώ?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws.
Κάπου σε ξέρω εσένα.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize?
Α,
We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you this time.
καλά, στα χάλια που έχεις, δεν νομίζω.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations.
Ρε γιατρέ,
when you were young.
τι όρεξη είναι αυτή που έχεις για φιλοσοφικές
I wanted things
συζητήσεις?
to change. To really change.
Τι
Change for
ονειρευότανε
good.
να γίνει μικρός?
The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really
Yep.
think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
Για πες μας
I
για
want to
το
know
αναρχικό
more about
παρελθόν
your
σου.
past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Απορρίπτει τη βία.
Do you
Ανέμακτη.
believe in a bloodless revolution then?
I
Κάτι
do
το
not
οποίο
believe
δεν
in much
υπάρχει.
anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Do
Δεν νομίζω ότι υπάρχει, ότι μπορεί να γίνει επανάσταση χωρίς
you still see
αιματοχυσία.
your comrades then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Γιατί
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Που το δες το friendly, μωρέ.
Why
Α,
are you
κοινικός,
so
ναι,
cynical?
σωστά.
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Wow.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Είναι ένας ευγενικός τρόπος να εκφράσεις την απελπισία.
No reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Για πες
All
μου.
right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. Now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there anything...
How dare you?
No
Let me tell you.
Την ιστορία μου την είπε.
Another time.
Για πάμε πίσω.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hammond.
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
Λοιπόν, εδώ δεν έχει τίποτα άλλο.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Μας είπε αρκετά πράγματα, μας έδωσε και ένα quest. Α, αυτός τι έχει να μας πει.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter?
Oh, really?
Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Εμένα μου
Mr.
λες.
Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Να μας διαφωτίσει. Τι να μας διαφωτίσεις?
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewan?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Χα, χα,
Were
χα.
you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
Για πες
So,
μας.
How exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious. I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
Για πες μας να ξέρουμε.
They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of
Κλασικές απαντήσεις.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Σκόρδο, ιερά σύμβολα και δεν μπορούν να μπουν κάπου που δεν τα έχουν καλέσει.
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Είπε στο βαμπύρ.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy.
Α, το γράμμα αυτό είναι που βρήκαμε πριν.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Maybe at least you can tell me...
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Έχει εδώ τίποτα άλλο να μας πει αυτός?
Goodbye. And...
Εδώ πέρα είναι αυτή εδώ η τύπισσα που δεν θυμάμαι το όνομά της. Έλα βρε, ξεκόλα από την καρέκλα. Για να δούμε τι έχει να μας πει και ο Tom.
How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Να δούμε. Δεν έχει ανοίξει κάτι.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
Since I'm here...
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Δεν έχει ανοίξει κάτι άλλο.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital.
Την κοπάνισε, φίλε.
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Okay. Λοιπόν, για να δούμε.
Do you need any help?
I'm all right, Dr. Reed.
Πω, έχει πολλά ακόμα hint
Mr.
αυτός.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Τι ακριβώς λέει, δεν έχω
Evening,
καταλάβει.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Έτσι έχει πει και το ότι είναι ουδέτερο έδαφος.
No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Ήθελα να μου δώσεις ένα hint όμως.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Πάμε να εξερευνήσουμε λίγο επάνω. Υποθέτω ότι αυτό... Α, δεν ήταν κλειδωμένο. Ωραία. Λοιπόν, έχει κάτι άλλο εδώ να δούμε.
I cannot enter.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Λέει τα δικά του εδώ. Έλα.
It's a good thing you can.
He didn't deserve this.
Πάμε πάλι πάνω. Κάποιο δωμάτιο νομίζω άφησα ανεξερεύνητο που είχα μπει.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
Λοιπόν, και πρέπει να έρθω εδώ. Αλλά κάπου εδώ πέρα λέει ότι υπάρχει μέρος να ξεκουραστώ. Κάτσε να το βρούμε. Μισό λεπτό να βάλω ένα σημαδάκι εδώ. Γιατί χωρίς σημαδάκια ξέρουμε όλοι πολύ καλά ότι χάνομαι.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Και τι κάτι μου λέει ότι είναι εδώ πέρα. Το θυμάμαι από την πρώτη φορά που ήρθα. Λοιπόν, τι έχω μαζέψει και τι μπορώ να φτιάξω. Για πνευμονία. Και αυτό εδώ το βρίσκεις πολύ δύσκολα, Να αναπληρώσω αυτό, να αναπληρώσω και αυτό. Και ας μου δώσω και ένα τέτοιο. Έχω 6 τέτοια. Ας κάνουμε άλλο ένα. Θέλουμε αυτό το περίεργο, το ποτάσιουμ τέλος πάντων. Ας φτιάξουμε εδώ 6 τέτοια. Δεν έχω βρει ακόμα τις συνταγές για αυτά. Δεν ξέρω πώς τα βρίσκουμε. Να δω αν μπορώ να κάνω κάτι ακόμα, τα όπλα μου. Αυτό που θα το βρω, αυτό που λέει good handle part. Από αυτά έχω αρκετά. $67, $110. Τέλος πάντων, κάτι δεν καταλαβαίνω εδώ πέρα καλά, δεν πειράζει. Να πάω για ύπνο ή πρώτα να πάω να μιλήσω? Θα ολοκληρώσω αυτό το quest. Να βρω τον φίλο μας τον θλιμμένο Άγιο. Τέτοιες αφήσεις για το πόλεμο τέλος πάντων. Αυτό βγάλει το από εδώ, δεν το χρειάζομαι. Και πάμε να βρούμε το δρόμο μας. Ευτυχώς που είμαι βαμπύρ και μπορώ και κινούμαι από εδώ και από εκεί. Και πρέπει να πλησιάζω. Κάτι ακούω εδώ πέρα, διαλόγους. Σημάδια από αίμα. Και εδώ, μόνο εδώ μπορώ να μπω.
Seems like the guard of Pre-Wen is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
Όπα, φωτιά! Α. Για καθίστε λίγο φρόνημα. Εντάξει. Καλά πήγε αυτό. Κοίτα εδώ, ολόκληρο τέτοιο έφαγα και...
The wounds on this corpse are deep. The result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Όχα, μαν. Κοίτα εδώ, δεν μου έδωσε και τίποτα. Μάλλον δεν έπρεπε να μπω εδώ ακόμα, Άιντε τώρα να βρω εγώ το δρόμο μου. Κάτι έχει να πάρω. Λοιπόν. Από εδώ θα μπω. Όχι, από εδώ δεν περνάω. Εδώ καλά ποντικάκια. Κάπου να ανέβω ρε παιδιά, κάτι να κάνω. Όπα. Καμιά σοβαρή ζημιά δεν σου κάνανε. Πούντος. Πού είσαι ρε εσύ χαμά? Όπα. Να σου χέσω το γάιδαρο, έλα εδώ. Έλα εδώ. Από εδώ δεν ήρθα. Αχ. Για να δούμε λίγο. Εδώ πέρα τα κτίρια κάπως δείχνει ότι επικοινωνούνε. Και εδώ μάλλον πρέπει να ακολουθήσω τον αντίθετο δρόμο από αυτόν που είχα ακολουθήσει όταν ήρθα εδώ. Γιατί θυμάμαι ότι εδώ έχω ξανάρθει. Θα μου πεις πώς θα γυρίσω πίσω. Αυτό είναι μία άλλη μεγάλη ιστορία. Την οποία δεν ξέρω πώς ακριβώς θα τη λύσω αυτή τη στιγμή. Μπορούσα να ακολουθήσω εδώ τις γραμμές, τις οποίες φυσικά και δεν μπορώ. Περάσω απέναντι. Τι μαλάκας που είμαι. Χάρηκα κι εγώ. Αχ. Δεν υπάρχει λόγος να περάσω απέναντι. Έλα. Πού είσαι, πάνω είσαι, να είσαι. Δείχνει ότι είμαι πάρα πολύ κοντά.
It's locked, all right.
Της στιάσου ο κόλος. Λοιπόν, και ο τύπος είναι κάπου εδώ και κάπως πρέπει να βρω τρόπο να μπω μέσα. Περαστικά μου. Λοιπόν. Από το μέρος εδώ που έχει να κρυφτώ, έχει να πάω κάπου αλλού. Τίποτα σκαλιά να κατέβω, τίποτα. Κολοκύθια. Όχι, το F εδώ για να φτιάξω πράγματα. Δεν θέλω αυτή τη στιγμή να φτιάξω πράγματα. Θέλω απλά να βρω ένα τρόπο να περάσω εκεί απέναντι. Λοιπόν, εδώ έχει να πάω πάνω. Να δούμε πώς τα καταφέρουμε να περάσουμε από εδώ. Όχι. Από εδώ δεν είναι η σωστή μεριά. Μήπως είναι από εδώ κάπου. Όπα. Απομακρύνομαι όμως. Εδώ πέρα είναι. Εδώ πέρα όμως μέσα πώς θα μπω εγώ? Λοιπόν, το αποφάσισα. Θα πάω να τον αφήσω να ξεκουραστεί. Κάνει κάτι άσχημα εδώ η οθόνη. Θα τον βάλω εδώ να τελειώσει τη μέρα του. Αχ, και να πάω σε επόμενο βίντεο να δω πώς θα καταφέρω να βρω τον θλιμμένο Άγιο. Εδώ πρώτα τι θα αναβαθμίσω. Ούτως ή άλλως δεν τα χρησιμοποιώ αυτά πολύ. Λοιπόν, θα μου δώσω Endurance και θα μου δώσω και εδώ και θα αφήσω και κάτι στην άκρη να υπάρχει. Σας ευχαριστώ που ήσασταν μαζί μου μέχρι εδώ. Θα συνεχίσουμε όπως είπα σε επόμενο βίντεο. Είμαι Παιζούμε Vampyr. Καλό σας βράδυ.